I'm not the kind of person who jumps at notifications, but the night this started, my phone buzzed with a photo that shouldn't exist. I'm telling you this knowing it sounds insane, and honestly, I shouldn't be telling you at all, but you need to see what came next. The picture showed me standing at my kitchen counter, wearing clothes I didn't own yet, with a tired expression I swear I hadn't made before. That was the first punch to the gut. The second was realizing the timestamp said it was taken 3 days in the future. Before that moment, my day had been painfully normal. The kind of boring routine that makes you forget you're alive. Cheap instant coffee, scrolling through half-hearted memes, answering my sister's usual "don't forget mom's meds" text. Nothing even remotely cinematic. That's why the photo felt like a trapdoor under my feet. When reality is predictable, any crack in it feels like the whole world collapsing. I call my friend Sammy, because he's the only one who doesn't immediately accuse me of being sleep-deprived or dramatic. When he picked up, I said, "Dude, check your WhatsApp. Tell me I'm not losing it." He paused for way too long. "Bro, is it you? Why do you look older? And what's behind you?" I didn't answer because I hadn't noticed anything behind me. Yet. I zoomed in. There was a shape. Not a clear figure, just a shadow stretching along the wall where no light source should have been. Its edges were too sharp, like it knew exactly where it wanted to be. I laughed, but it came out brittle. "Probably my stupid curtains," I told Sammy. He didn't buy it. Curtains don't bend inward like they're reaching for you. I hung up before he could say more. I needed a second to breathe, to convince myself this was some kind of prank, maybe an edited photo someone scraped from my socials. Except I don't post much, and that angle, my kitchen from behind me, was impossible unless someone had been inside my apartment. I kept staring at the timestamp. 3 days ahead. Whoever sent it didn't include a message, just the image, delivered through an unknown number with no profile photo. I waited for another text, a follow-up, some explanation. Nothing. But then the phone buzzed again. Another photo. This time, I didn't even have to zoom in to see the difference. The shadow in the background wasn't just a shape anymore. It had depth. It had intention. It looked like it had moved closer. And there was something else in the new image, something I definitely didn't notice at first. It wasn't obvious, not at first glance. A faint reflection on a microwave door, warped and smeared like someone was standing just outside the frame, watching both versions of me at once. My stomach dropped. This wasn't a prank. This wasn't anything normal. And for the first time that night, I realized the photos weren't warnings. They were countdowns for me. The next morning, I convinced myself it had to be a hoax. Deepfake tech, maybe a bored hacker trying to mess with me after scraping data from somewhere. I even laughed about it on stream that night, joking that if I ever went missing, at least the internet would have proof I called it first. Dark humor's the only armor I've got, and honestly, it felt safer than admitting I was terrified. But the laughter didn't last. The second photo came at 3:17 a.m. Same unknown number, same silence. Only this time, it was taken from my living room window. I was asleep on the couch, blanket halfway off, TV still on the no-signal screen. The timestamp said tomorrow, 3:17 a.m. My hand shook so bad I dropped the phone. I know some of you will think I staged this. I get it. People fake things for clicks all the time. But tell me, how do you fake a photo that hasn't happened yet? That's when I started noticing the pattern. Every picture was sent exactly 24 hours before the timestamp on it. Each one closer, sharper, as if whoever or whatever was taking them was learning me frame by frame. The third photo showed me at my desk, eyes red, scrolling through my inbox. The shadowy figure in the background had a hand on my chair. My inbox was open when that one arrived. It's open now, too, as I record this. Tell me if you see what I'm seeing, I said on stream later, holding up the image. People in chat spammed messages. "It's fake, bro, that's AI. Wait, is that blood on your shoulder?" I laughed it off, but when I looked closer, I saw it too. A thin, dark streak across my shirt sleeve. I checked my arm. Nothing then, but I couldn't stop thinking about it. The timestamp said the next night at 8:04 p.m. The next morning, I woke to an encrypted email from an address I didn't recognize. @protonmail.com. No greeting, no signature. Just a message. "You're not supposed to notice yet." Then, below that, another photo. Me again, but with a small cut on my arm, right where I'd been staring the night before. I slammed my laptop shut so hard the screen flickered. I tried to rationalize it. Maybe a sick prank. Maybe someone planted cameras in my apartment. I tore the place apart, behind picture frames, inside air vents, even under the sink. Nothing. Every outlet, every corner, clean. I called Sammy again. Man, whoever's doing this has access to my place. Maybe my webcam. He sighed. You're spiraling, dude. Step away from the internet for a few days. I can't, I said. If they're watching me, going offline might make them think I noticed. That's when another notification hit. A message this time, from the same number that sent the photos. You're learning. Keep following the sequence. Then another photo, timestamped tomorrow, 8:04 p.m. This one was different. It wasn't from inside my apartment anymore. It was outside. A shot of me standing on the corner near the cafe, where I grab breakfast every morning. Same jacket, same headphones. But behind me, barely visible in the reflection of a car window, was that same figure. Closer now. Its face was blurred, but deliberate, like someone had dragged the pixels across on purpose. That timestamp, it matched the cafe's open mic night. Sammy was hosting, and I'd already promised I'd go. That's when it clicked. These weren't just warnings. They were instructions. Someone, or something, was showing me what to do, where to be. A breadcrumb trail through my own timeline. I told myself I'd skip it, to stay home and lock the doors. But you already know how these stories go. You can't escape what's already been captured. And when the clock struck 8:04 p.m. that next night, the next photo arrived before I even left the house that I knew I shouldn't leave the apartment. But at 8:04 p.m., the air in the room shifted, thickening like someone had pressed play on reality. The picture, the one of me standing outside the cafe, kept burning in my mind, and for a second, I swear the shadows on my wall bent into the same shape as the ones in that image. I couldn't breathe. I grabbed my jacket without meaning to, like my body was moving on an invisible track. The street outside looked normal at first. Too normal. Same flickering street lamp, same trash bin knocked over, same poster peeling off the utility pole, except they were arranged exactly as they'd been in the photo. Not similar. Identical. I froze, because this was more than déjà vu. This was visual repetition forcing itself onto the world. I muttered, "Tell me I'm not already in it," but no one answered. The sky felt wrong too, flat, like a backdrop stretched too tightly. I took a few steps toward the cafe, every part of me screaming to turn around, but each movement lined up perfectly with what I remembered from the image. The angle of my shadow, the position of a couple walking past, even the distant hum of a bus engine matched. My phone buzzed. One message. You can't stop this. You already lived it. I spun around, expecting someone behind me, but all I saw was a second version of myself at the far end of the street. Same jacket, same posture, frozen like a pause video frame. I blinked and it vanished, swallowed by the dim light. I stumbled toward the cafe's entrance, desperate to get anywhere with people, but the closer I got, the more distorted everything felt. The air rippled, bending like heat waves, and the world around me slowed, sound stretching into low vibrations. That's when the figure from the photos finally appeared. It stepped out from between two parked cars, its edges flickering like corrupted footage. Not a ghost, not human, something caught between frames. Its face was a smear of motion, updating faster than my eyes could track, and every time it shifted, the street behind it glitched. I tried to back away, but the ground pulsed under my feet, locking me in place. The figure raised an arm, slowly, almost gently, and the shadows around us lengthened like they were being pulled into its body. The rules snapped into focus. Whatever this thing was, it didn't travel through time. It consumed timelines, folding them until past and future touched. My phone vibrated again, nonstop, flooding with the same photo repeated over and over, me standing exactly where I was now, eyes wide, mouth open like I was about to scream. The world lurched sideways. Color smeared. The pavement dropped out from under me. I felt myself falling, or maybe being unmade, as the timeline buckled and the figure stepped closer. Then everything went white. Somewhere inside that blinding emptiness, I felt a hand close around mine, pulling me deeper into nothingness. Check your notifications. If you're hearing my voice right now, you probably felt your phone buzz already. I woke up on the floor of my apartment with my ears ringing and the taste of metal in my mouth, like the world had been scraped clean and rewritten around me. At first, I didn't remember anything. Not the street bending out of shape, not the figure stepping through the glitching air, nothing. But the moment I saw the photo lying on my chest, everything snapped back like a rubber band. It was me, not future me, not past me, just me, staring straight into the camera with an expression I've never seen on my own face. Empty, knowing. The timestamp was set to the exact second I opened my eyes. And the background wasn't my apartment, or the street, or anywhere I recognized. It was black, pure black, except for a faint outline behind me, like someone leaning over my shoulder. Someone watching. I thought maybe it was a leftover from the loop, or some final glitch spitting out the last frame of whatever nightmare I've fallen into. But then my phone lit up again. A new message. Record. That's all it said. One word. A command. And the horrible part is I didn't even question it. I set my mic. I started talking. And as soon as I did, the camera on my phone blinked to life on its own. I wasn't even touching it. I know some of you have been with me through other stories. You've heard me talk about things that creep out of the dark, things that follow you home even when you swear you checked behind you. If you follow my stories before, you know this isn't the first time something used a screen to get closer. But this time feels different, like I'm not the only one in the frame anymore. Listen carefully. If your phone vibrated when this video started, you need to understand something. It wasn't a coincidence. It wasn't an algorithm. It was them making sure the connection went both ways. And before you look away, before you close this tab or shut your phone off, remember the last photo they sent me. And if you're wondering whether you're safe just because you're behind a screen, you're already making the same mistake I did before everything completely unraveled. The next one could be you.